Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to show you how to make some old-fashioned, soft and fluffy dinner rolls. This recipe is very versatile, so you can make them into regular dinner rolls or you can make some delicious clover rolls. Let's start by placing our pan on a medium heat and adding 4 cups of milk, half a cup of sugar, and 1 cup of oil. Give your ingredients a loving mix, and what we're going to do now is we're going to allow for a scalding boil. By having a scalding boil, we cook our milk and it's going to make our rolls even sweeter, but it's also going to allow for us to have a beautiful environment for our yeast to rise and live. Right when your pot starts to bubble, you're going to turn it off, give it another loving mix. Perfect. Now go ahead and set your pot to the side, and we want to allow our milk to cool anywhere from 90 degrees to 110 degrees Fahrenheit. This is a perfect temperature for your yeast to rise. Remember, you do not want to kill the yeast because then you won't have nice, fluffy, and delicious dinner rolls. Perfect. We're ready to start adding our flour. Now you're going to take 4 cups of flour. They don't have to be level because they're all going to go into the same place. And you're going to start adding that to your pot. 2, 3, and 4. And I definitely suggest for this next step that you use a light wooden spoon. It's going to make it a lot easier for you to mix your ingredients. I love the smell of flour and milk. It's just so delicious. Next, you're going to add half a tablespoon of active dry yeast. Once you combine your flour and your yeast into your milk mixture, you're going to see that you might have a few little lumps here and there, and that's okay. You can add your yeast and your flour at the same time or separately. It's not going to make too much of a difference. I just tend to do that whenever I get distracted sharing a recipe with you guys. So once you've properly mixed all your ingredients, you're going to start adding 4 more cups of flour. And you're going to do the same thing. Give it another loving mix and fully combine all your ingredients. And the more your flour absorbs your milk, the heavier it's going to be for you to mix. So don't quit on me. Just keep going. If you see one of the older ladies or someone that has arthritis mixing and having a difficult time cooking for you, just join them. Ask if you can help. That's what it's about in the kitchen, cooking together and making beautiful memories. Now look away while I huff and puff and continue to mix. Once you catch your breath and you fully combine your ingredients, you're going to go ahead and set your pot in the warmest area of your kitchen, and you're going to let it rest for 1 hour. Ta-da! It's been an hour and your dough should look like this. Next, you're going to add the remaining cup of all-purpose flour, 1 tablespoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and 1 teaspoon of baking soda. And now you want to fully combine all your ingredients all over again. You can start off with your spoon and then you can start mixing by hand. And now you're just going to knead until everything is fully combined. It should take you about 4 minutes to knead your dough and get everything well combined, and then you're going to start making your dinner rolls. Little ones like that should work, and you're going to be making 15 of them. If you find that your dough is a little bit tacky, that's perfect. This is a little bit tacky and it's delicious. So don't stress to over knead if you see it tacky. If this is your first time making dinner rolls, don't stress out too much about the size. And if you need something for reference, you can use 1/4 of a cup. Place a little ball in there. That should be perfect for you. And for my dinner rolls, I like to use a casserole dish, and I'm a super fan of parchment paper. Kind of how kids obsess over Band-Aids. That's how I obsess over parchment paper, and I like to place one at the bottom. But if you don't have parchment paper, you can just put some butter at the bottom and you should be okay. Now with the balls that we have set out, you want to roll them up so they can look a little bit softer. Next, you're going to allow your rolls to rise, and that should take you anywhere from 1 to 2 hours. Now, if you want them really big, you can even let them rise for 3 hours. Now it's time to make our clover rolls. What you're going to do is you're going to take your cupcake mold, your muffin mold, and you're going to butter it up. And boom, done. Go ahead and set it to the side. And now you're going to start making little tiny balls, just like that. I'm really over the top. I'm really extra when I make these. I like these to look like they came out of a really fancy bakery. I like to make them really big, but if you need to make a lot for a lot of family members, you might be able to go even smaller. So it's going to be up to you on what you want to do. This dough is so soft, it's already starting to bubble. Ooh, beautiful. Go ahead and smooth out your little balls. Cloud's favorite. And then you're going to place them like this. Squeeze them in. And you're going to continue to do the same for the remaining little cubbies. And boom, done. We're ready to let these rise. You can let them rise for 1 hour or 3 hours. I always find that with these, it's best to rise for 2 hours. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. And our beautiful Clover rolls look like that. Our dinner rolls look like this. And if you have dough left over, guess what? You can make some bread bowls. And that's what I'm going to be doing here. Make sure you preheat your oven at 400 degrees. And now we're going to bake for 20 to 25 minutes. If you so happen to be baking in a metal dish, your bake time is going to be about 15 to 18 minutes, so you want to keep an eye on that. So as you can see, ours are nice and golden. We're just waiting for our dinner rolls to be done. Once your rolls are ready, you can start buttering them up. You should really wait 8 to 10 minutes before you start taking your rolls out, but I'm not going to make you wait, and I'm not going to wait, okay? They look too good to be waiting. Ooh! Ooh, that's hot. I really did need to get a plate for this. They're really hot, so please be careful. I say wait the 8 to 10 minutes so you don't burn yourself. And now we're ready for a delicious bite. Dinner roll or Clover roll. Win-win in this situation. I mean, don't you just love a soft and fluffy dinner roll? And one of the big reasons I love a Clover roll is because when you're sitting at the dinner table and there's a lot of conversation going on, you can keep up with your conversation as you just start filling your Clover roll. A lot of soft and beautiful layers. Now whoever wants a taste, I'm gonna need you to say ah. They're so soft. And yes, this recipe is really easy for me to make. I've been making this recipe since I was about 13 years old, and one of my neighbors shared this recipe with me. But for those of you that are beginners or you don't bake often, you're probably wondering, can I make these dinner rolls? I'm going to tell you, you can. Although it's an easy recipe to make, it is time consuming. So you want to try this recipe on your day off. And if you need extra help, we're only a comment away. As always, Cloud and I are wishing you the best. We absolutely adore you. And on that one, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.